Welcome back to another up close sort of product review where I show you bits and pieces of what I use in my own fishing and sort of like the features that they include. So this time round I want to show you a product that I've been trying to get my hands on for a little while now and have recently come back into stock, and thankfully, like I say, I've actually managed to get hold of one. So I want to talk you through and show you the features of the Wychwood 42-inch Solace landing net. So firstly then, let's have a little look at the landing net pole. As you can see straight away, it's not your sort of conventional 6 foot sort of like type pole. It actually breaks down into two separate sections. Now it's not just any old pole, it's got some cool little features about it which I like. And not only that, when you've got the sort of poles taken apart in half, it allows you to carry it around the lake. If like me, you like to be mobile, you like to sort of dot around areas, get up and move if you want to, then just packing this down into this size and wrapping the landing net around it, you can get on the move, get it into your mat. And like I say, you're not having to carry another 6 foot pole along with your rods and whatever else. So super handy for being lightweight and mobile. Now the pole itself, like I say, is in two halves. The bottom half is shrink wrapped down at the end, so good grip for if you're reaching out far, you know, trying to land a fish. You've got some good grip there. Your hand's not going to slide or anything like that. So a good sort of foot or so of shrink wrap all around the handle end. You've got some nice, just subtle Wychwood detailing on the end. And like I say, it just comes down to sort of like the spigot end really, which obviously goes into the upper half of the landing net pole. So just slide that in there, and I don't know if you can tell, but that spigot is nice and thick. So it's not flimsy, it fits nice and flush inside that top half. And as you can see, it's, you know, it's not flimsy carbon, it's strong, it's reliable. So if you're reaching out, like I say, with the handle far, and obviously you've got your net on it as well, you know what sort of weight that the net adds to it when it's in the water. So if you can see, you know, it's not a flimsy carbon pole by any shape or form. And not only that, I've got a camera on, or action camera on the end as well, so you know that's adding a little bit of weight to it as well. And as you can see, it is a strong piece of carbon. Now moving up the sort of top end of the landing net pole, you also get a net float which is wrapped in that sort of neoprene material, and again a real sort of subtle, just low-key little Wychwood logo on it, which is from previous Solace landing nets. It's a bit of a sort of upgrade on the sort of net float. So yeah, really nice, black, low-key, matches the obviously the black carbon pole. Really nice finish, and it just means you don't have to go and buy a separate net float for obviously the landing net pole itself. So nice little touch. If you just slide it back, got some nice finishing on it again. Just turn it round so it's up the actual right way. Nice varnish finish with, again, with the Wychwood logo underneath. So even if you are using it with or without the net float, just a nice couple of little details just to finish it off. As you can tell on the end, I've mounted my action camera to the end. So if like me, you've got one yourself, that fits on there nice and flush. So that will capture any sort of fish activity when that comes around. But yeah, like I say, the thickness of the pole just allows that to clamp on nicely, and there's no movement in that. So if you've got an action camera, that will fit on there absolutely bang on. Now the spreader block is a custom spreader block, I believe. And not only that, I don't know if you can see inside, turn it around ever so slightly, there is a little slot in there for an isotope as well. So if you've got isotopes on your previous landing net, or any sort of spare knocking around the shed, then although you probably can't see it in there because of the camera, there is an actual isotope slot in there that you can just pop one into. So like I say, little custom spreader block there, and a nice little finish to allow for the isotope to light it up at night so you can see where your pole and your landing net's at. So that is the landing net pole as such. Like I say, nice and thick and you'd expect if it's quite thick to be quite heavy, which by any means stretch of the imagination it's really not. And like I say, I have got the camera on the end of mine as well, so let's get that apart. Let's have a little bit of a closer look at the net. The net itself then, 42 inches. As you can see, it's a nice olive green and sort of little Wychwood again finish. Just a little fleck of detailing in there, low key. But like I say, 42 inch in size. The arms spread out nice and wide. And not only that, look how deep that mesh is. You can safely get a fish in that mesh. Keep it sort of retained in the margins, and it's got an absolute load of mesh just to sink down and stay out the way, obviously preventing any escapees when you land your fish. So really nice soft feel about it, nice sized holes as well in the mesh, so maximum sort of flow, so you're not struggling to ship it out because the mesh is sort of too tightly woven. You can't get no water through it to allow you to reach out and get it out to your fish. So really nice, soft, sort of breathable, allows that water to sort of flow through. And if like today where the rain keeps coming on and off, it dries really quickly as well, which is what I like. I don't tend to like going home with sopping wet sort of mats and nets if I can help it. So with this, just this nice soft material, and like I say, with the nice big ventilation holes, it allows that air to get through it as well and dry it nice and quickly. So that is the Wychwood Solace landing net in a nutshell. So one last thing that you get with the net is it comes in its own carry bag. I haven't actually got mine with me today because I tend to just tuck it inside my mat or my bag that I've got for my retainer, but it does come with its own bag, which is great for transporting it to and from the lake, making sure that you're not damaging or tearing or ripping any holes in this nice soft fine mesh. So it does come with its own bag, like I say, great for transporting to and from your sessions. Probably want to know how much they are. I believe they are $59.99 retail. You may be able to pick them up slightly cheaper with a little bit of shopping around, but full of features. I'm glad I got my hands on one. Let's hope I can christen it sometime soon.